Hi there, Capricorn. How are you? It's me, Anessa from the Stereo, and I'm back again doing your September 2018 readings. So as usual, this is going to be a relationship spread, and you can always apply with anywho. It could be with your friends, family, colleagues, best friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, fiance, crushes, anywho. I'm basically just going to pick up your relationship energy in general, okay? Please check your sun, moon, or Venus sign, probably rising sign too. I don't know, but I feel like I always resonate much more with my Venus sign rather than my sun sign. So you would want to check that Venus sign of yours too, right? So how are you guys doing right now, Capricorn? Kind of like intense your overall energy for the night because you have the Five of Pentacles and you also have the Tower card here. You have the Five of Pentacles, and then you have the Tower card in here. So I feel like there was something that came to a total shock for you. The Tower card is actually a beautiful card for me. There are a lot of people who I know, every time they get to see the Tower card, they're like, holy moly, like why the hell is the Tower card in here? But actually the Tower card is good because it's kind of like is the way, the universe way or God's way of showing that they care for you, and your happiness in the past was kind of like built on something that it was not stable. It was built on some unstable foundation, whether it could be like built from lies, built from delusions, it could be built from manipulations or agendas or whatever that is. And it came to kind of like a crashing down, especially now with Saturn transiting in Capricorn. You would have like a lot of tower moment in your life until 2008-19, because I've been there, done that, during the Saturn transit in Sagittarius. There were like a lot of tower moments from myself, but it's a good one. Why? Because I could rebuild myself. Everything that I believed in when it comes to love and relationship, everything that I believed in when it comes to friendship, everything that I believe in when it comes to my business, it kind of like shattered down, and I kind of like rebuild it so that it was like a lot of better. So don't kind of like curse this tower moment, although I know that you guys are now feeling like the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is not really a good feeling. Why? Because it's like, as you can see, that these are gold, and it kind of is a little bit of out of place. It's your way of kind of like, sometimes you're left to ponder like, how could you do something to what I see is very, very valuable? How could you put something that I feel very, very valuable to me out there in the cold? So you guys are kind of like feeling a little bit disappointed, feeling a little bit abandoned, and also feeling a little bit misunderstood. You have the Ten of Wands in reverse, so it's like a card of showing like, the Ten of Wands, if it was in an upright position, you guys have a direction here. Yeah, even though it's going to be a bumpy road, you're still going to go ahead and do it. But if it's in the Ten of Wands, it's in reverse. It means that the direction that you once see as interesting, or what you want in this relationship, is no longer interesting for you because it's too disappointing. So now you're kind of like wanting to let go of those things because you feel like it kind of like has been trampling your ego. Your challenges, your first challenge, you have the Nine of Cups. So you could be dealing with someone who is very, very self-centered, someone who only cares about their own emotional well-being. And it's not something that we want in a relationship, right? In a relationship, we want a partner. Both of you actually care about the collective happiness. And the person that you've been dealing with is much more of a Nine of Cups. So this person only cares about their own emotional well-being, which left you felt kind of like neglected in some ways, so which makes you also frustrated because like, why can't you care about my feelings? You also have the Six of Swords. So it's still hard for you guys to move to calmer water, to move on from the situation. Don't kind of like lick your wounds for too long here. Okay, you know what, as the Nine of Cups in your overall challenge, it could also talk about one thing. It means that you guys have been concentrating and focusing so much on the collective happiness of the relationship that your inner self is kind of like calling you to, hey, Capricorn, please care for me first. Please care for your own emotional cup first, rather than you focusing on others, rather than you focusing on what makes your partner happy, what makes your children happy, what makes your colleagues happy, what makes your boss happy. Do what makes you happy. In the past, your partner or whoever you've been dealing with kind of like lost their patience. They have the Three of Swords. So they kind of like felt by heart. I feel like there's like a lot of different in love language when it comes to the both of you, meaning that what is deemed to be a sacrifice from your part is not being seen as a sacrifice from your partner's side, and what is seen as a sacrifice from your partner's side is not being seen as a sacrifice from your side. That's why, you know, these disappointments, these heartbreaks is always there over and over again. We all have that moment, you know, when we both have different love languages. I've dealt with it with my ex. What he sees as a sacrifice, I don't see it, because I felt like I sacrifice a lot and he also sacrificed a lot, but it's not matched, because what I feel, what I need to feel loved is different than what he needs to feel loved. So it's all about understanding. You know, if it's someone new that you're dealing with, you could also be dealing with someone who has a problem moving on from someone else. Damn. You guys were so genuine. I mean, you have the Page of Cups in here and also the Six of Cups. So you believe that this is a connection that was really, really, really strong. This person has the power to make you feel like a brand new child again. You know that feeling when you guys are in high school and you feel giddy and you felt like everything is just so beautiful, like a Netflix cheesy romance movie all over at the beginning of it. And it kind of like aroused this genuine side of you. The Page of Cups in a traditional Rider-Waite tarot is the first fish that this person caught, and you were willing to give it to someone else. And it's very, very beautiful. But again, you know, they have the Strength card in reverse. I see it more as different love language. Because no matter how genuine you try to be, no matter how selfless offer you try to give them, they're the Strength card in reverse. They just don't understand that it's something pure. It's something genuine. They just don't understand. You could probably be dealing with someone who is a little bit, who is a high maintenance, I would say. Who is emotionally high maintenance, that if you don't give them what they want, they kind of like create things inside of their head and just makes them feel Three of Swords out of nowhere. Okay, they could also be accusing you of cheating with this Three of Swords in here. It could talk about triangulations. Anyway, in the now they have the Page of Swords in reverse. The Page of Swords in reverse is a very, very, very harsh energy to be dealing with. It's a very, very harsh energy to be dealing with. But also at the same time, they stalk the shit out of you. So you stalker alert. You do have a stalker in your midst. They do stalk you a lot. But also at the same time, why? It's because they're very, very skeptical towards you. I feel like the Page of Swords in reverse always have something that they want to prove. They already have like a fixed assumption or fixed perception when it comes to you, and they're trying to gather information that supports that theory of them. For instance, if they're already have a set of belief that you guys are selfish, or you guys are a cheater, or you guys are a liar, or you guys are la 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 la, you know, they would gather a lot of information to support that belief and totally neglecting the information that they get that does not support their belief, if that makes sense. Yeah, they're going to a period of isolation. I feel like you're dealing with someone who is very, very difficult, because this person, you know, sometimes, you know, let's be fair. The Swords people doesn't happen to be the Swords people just because they were born to be detached, just because they were born to be emotionally high maintenance, emotionally high demanding and everything like that. No, it's because they've been going through a lot in their past, especially with the Page of Swords here. In this particular deck of mine is the Orphan of the deck. Throughout their life, this person has already gone through a lot of abandonment, through a lot of disappointment, that this person has like a lot of abandonment issues. That's why they become emotionally high maintenance, if that makes sense. And now they're kind of like isolating yourself. For real though, like be careful what you put out there in social media. Be careful about who you hang out with, or whatever that is, because now they're trying to prove something. Now they're isolating yourself, totally focusing on you and finding what's wrong with you. With this Page of Swords in reverse, they have something to prove to you. Not actually something to prove to you, it's something to prove to themselves because of that perception that they already have, if that makes sense, right? And they're starting to build like accusations after accusations inside of their head. And with the Queen of Swords, it's not someone who communicates really, really well. It's like you have to go through the source. I mean, this person would do like a lot of mental mind games, give you hints in here, hints in there, subtle hints everywhere that you messed up so that you would get the message. So yeah, I don't know if you can read those type of language because it would never work if you know these people do it to a Sagittarius, because for real, like I got a lot of people who did that to me. I mean, kind of like a few exes who did that to me, and I was like, what the hell? Oh, that's what you meant. Like, why can't you just say it out loud, right? But no, they don't. Now you're focusing so much on your pentacles. You guys are focusing so much on your money with this Eight of Pentacles in here. With the King of Wands here, it means that right now you're giving into that fiery side of you. King of Wands is a very, very fiery. Do you still want them? It kind of is a little bit of a decreasing in energy. In the past, you guys were the Page of Cups, right? It talks a lot about emotions. It talks about selfless giving, selfless sacrifices that you're willing to give to someone. The King of Wands is different because the King of Wands is like you want to be friend with them. There's also like a sexual passion in there, but the love is kind of like is a little bit decreasing. You know, if I were to compare with the past. The King of Wands is also someone who is sitting on the throne, and it's a very different energy. They're the Queen of Swords. They wanted to come at them, and you here that with the King of Wands, with your ego that has been bruised for quite some time, and now is erupting, like you're also sitting on a throne. But the best part about it is that the King of Wands is also a problem solver because King of Wands is very strategic. So if you're a cross watcher watching this for Capricorn, it can actually still be worked out. Let's see the future, Capricorn. Oh yeah, I love it. And it's like also in the now, you guys are kind of like trying to prove something to them too. If they're doing like a lot of mental manipulations, mental mind games towards you, you would act like unbothered by it. You have this unfuckwittable attitude that you're kind of like, you know, having in the now. And yeah, a good thing. You know what? The best part about it is that in the future, they're just going to come out. I feel like everything that they've been searching and then now, you know, all this information that they're trying to gather, for real though, they're stalking the shit out of you. All this information that they're trying to gather to support their theory of them is not going to be met, so that they're going to get out of a period of their shadow side. The feeling that they cannot trust you. They do have like a major trust issues with you. That's why now they're kind of like closing off towards you. I feel like they are unable to gather those sources and information to support that theory, that in the end they would give up. They would give up, and they're starting to come out of that shadow side of them, and they start to kind of like open up their heart chakra again with that Four of Pentacles in reverse, which is going to make you feel like, what the hell, right? It's going to make you kind of like, it's a little bit shaky, like the table turned somehow, you know. It's so funny. The table turns somehow, because when they starting to come out of their period of shadow side, when they start to open up to you, you guys are putting things into a complete halt here. And then you have the Moon card, because you are like, why is this person acting nice all of a sudden? Like, why is this person suddenly trust me? Why is this person now starting to give to me? Like, you're starting to wonder all of these things, and you guys becoming the King of Swords in reverse. So, you have the King of Wands here at the bottom of your deck. Let's see your advice. Okay, you have the Ten of Pentacles, and you also have the Nine of Pentacles, right? So the advice here is to actually work on your money first. Like, I do understand, and you do still have this passion for them, and if they're still kind of like acting funny, just leave them be, because they are doing things behind your back. You know, the things that is actually going on behind your back is actually working into your favor. So if you just let them be and let them have their way with stalking you and finding information about you, they will come to a conclusion that you're not that bad. Like, you can be trusted, I mean. So yeah, just focus on your money. If you still want them when they are going to change in the future, try not to be the King of Swords in reverse. The King of Swords in reverse is a switch, because you suddenly left to ponder, like, why is this person suddenly nice to me? And then you're starting to create like delusions and scenarios inside of your head that we don't want, right? because we want everything to be the Ten of Pentacles. So if you feel like this person is still worthy of your attention, is still worthy of your love, when they come around, it's because they have gathered enough information to conclude that you guys are not, you can be trusted. It's just as simple as that. They have trust issues, and they will come to a final conclusion that you guys can be trusted. That's it. Nothing else. It's not because they're guilty. It's not because of whatever. It's just because of that. Okay? You have the Ten of Pentacles. So for some of the Capricorn out there, if you feel intuitively that this is going to work, and this is like the love of your life, and they're worthy to build something long-term in the future, go ahead. Just go ahead. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. All right? It's actually looking very good here. You have the Nine of Wands attitude also. I feel like in this month of September, you guys are all fired up when it comes to your work. And because your love life in the now is kind of like is a little bit confusing, you have this attitude that you want to kind of like socialize a little bit more. You want to experience new things a little bit more. It's fine. It's fine. Okay? So I really hope that you guys enjoyed my reading, Capricorn. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.